Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. Today I've got to battle a couple of electrical gremlins. If you saw the last video, I drove the car around for the first time in a year and a half after taking the engine out and doing all the rewiring. So of course, because I did the rewiring, there are problems with that. My turn signals didn't work. My brake lights didn't work. My fuel gauge didn't work. My tachometer didn't work. Yeah, a whole lot of things going on, and I need to check on that because, of course, the brake lights and the turn signals are the emergency. Got to have those if I want to keep driving this thing around. So, yeah, not too exciting, but again, it's still trying to figure out this whole wiring project that I took on and trying to get it right. So let's get to it. First thing, gotta pop off the little cap. So next thing we do is remove this nut. It is, I believe, there it is, 3/4 inch. So I got the nut out and we are good there. Now I need the steering wheel puller. Next thing we got to do is our steering wheel puller. So yeah, you just have to get the puller to where it's right on top of this bolt here. So I've got a bolt in this one, bolts right here, and then I've got this thicker one right on the end of the column nut that sticks out, the column bolt that sticks out. Then I'm just going to tighten this down. Whole piece can come out. Okay, steering wheel is out. Now I need to figure out why I'm having a problem grounding out my turn signal. I'm going to take off the turn signal lever and then the hazard switch as well, so I can pull this out and check all the wiring. There's actually a little C-clip here and another washer that's in there. I've got to take that C-clip off, then I can pull everything out. Got it up, but I can't get it free. But anyway, I'll see if I can get it with two hands to come off of there. There it is. Little C-clip, and it just goes on there. And there's the washer. I can see some wire meltage right there. That might be part of my problem. Something got pinched, cut into the wires and burned it. All right, so what I'm going to do is maybe cut back this tape, see if I can fix the wires or what's going on. There is our culprit right there. That yellow one got smushed. I think it was touching metal, and I think that was our problem. What to do about it though? Because if I put in any kind of anything in there, it's going to make it bigger, and there's not a lot of room, as you can see, down in here. So let me play on this for a second. Okay, the yellow one is the worst of the bunch. Maybe this blue one, light blue one. It's pretty smunched, but I don't think it's cut. So what I'm going to do is butt joint these back together and get them all nice and taped up where they've been kind of smushed. see if I can put it back together a little more carefully. Okay, so I've got that wire spliced back together pretty much. Gonna have to see if I can make it work again. There's just not much room in here, and if I'm sliding it down, it's got to be able. If I'm sliding it down, it's got to be able to fit. So hopefully we'll be okay. Okay, so I've got it taped back together. I even put a little bit of tape surrounding this little edge, just so this metal doesn't try to cut it up again. Add a little bit of grease here. And now I got to figure out how to try to put it back together. All right, so this piece, you've got to basically turn around. It's like a serious puzzle. You got to turn it around until you can match it up with the 3 screws, and then have all 3 of your springs in there. Oh, it is a nightmare. But the trick is going to be to get the screw in just enough, like literally 1, maybe 2 threads. And then we've got to go ahead and put it in here and turn it, because it's got to match up. The little grooves in here have to match up with the grooves down in there, so that you can push it down in and turn it, clock it. Oh, I hate doing this. Alright, so I've got that back together. Now I just need to get the steering wheel back on.
The good news is,
Alright, that's my turn signal problem. Right turn signal works. Problem is my brake lights do not work. Alright, another problem I gotta figure out, but at least I've got that one solved. Alright, for the brake lights, I am going to try a new brake light switch. So I have a feeling that's my problem, and if it's not, we'll figure it out from there. So my brake switch is right there with the little orange and white wires coming out of the back of it. And there is the wiring. So this is new wires, so I'm assuming these are still good. The little plastic piece is original, but it's still in good shape. So I'm going to see if I can get the switch out and replace it with the new one. Okay, on the one side I loosened up this little bolt. Loosened up the one on this side, and I'm just turning. Okay, so these two pretty much identical. So yeah, let's give this one a try and see if this was it. Okay, so I've got the new one up in there, and let's see. Yeah, got the wires plugged back in. Alright, let's press on the brake light. And that is not the problem. The brake lights still aren't coming on. Probably can't see it, but look at that. Here I am looking for the problem in the switch without checking the stupid fuse. brake lights work. All right, so that's cool. We've got the turn signals done, brake lights done. Those are the most important things. Can't live without those. Now I need to check on the fuel gauge and the tach. Neither one of those is working, so let's see if we can figure it out. I mean, as you can see, this is the gauge, and I don't even see whether it's pinned to the far right, way back to the far left. It's gone. I have no idea what's going on there. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that it is, I've seen sometimes where the wiring gets messed up and it just sends it way too far to the right. But I don't even see it. Like, I'm leaning as far over as I can and I can't see it. So I don't know. The other thing I need to do is get this bulb out of here. So I checked both of these wires. Didn't get any kind of readings at all. I did turn on one of these is the license plate. The other is the gas gauge. But I couldn't get one on either one. And that was even when I had the lights on and the license plate lights were actually on. So I either couldn't get a good ground or something's going on here. But there was, I mean, like I said, these are still getting power to the license plate lights. So there is power coming back here to this. The only thing I can think of is maybe it's the fuel sending unit, which is new and possibly trash. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with the fuel gauge. I think I might check out the tach, see what's going on there. Okay, electrical wise, one of the last things I need to do is get these working, these side marker lights in the back. I did all the rewiring, but for some reason these old sockets that were in there just did not work well. So this that's in here, it's just not in good shape. I don't know what's going on, why it doesn't work, but any new bulbs I put in here still doesn't work. I did pick up this, and it still asks you to ground it, even though this one is not grounded. But I'm going to give it a try and see if it works. All right, so I've got that wire connected, got that new socket in there. Oops, I should probably put the bulb in there and check it first. All right, hopefully that's a good enough ground, but I've got that connected. All right, looks pretty good. Okay, so I've had the engine running twice since I've done the rewiring job, and both times I've started up the engine, the tach did not work. For some reason, it's up here. But yeah, it's never moved once. So I'm gonna check and see what's going on with that. Okay. How do you know you're an idiot? Well, you start checking around and figure out what you did wrong on the reason why something doesn't work. So I stopped checking on my fuel gauge. I figured there's nothing I can do about it. Something's wrong. Figured I'd start on my tach. So I went over and took out my wire that runs to my tach. It's a purple wire, right? So I figured I'd go and check the wire that's on the tach that's installed. I got underneath there, looked up. It's a pink wire, not a purple wire. That one is a purple wire. This one attached to the back is a pink wire that says fuel sending unit. I think I hooked up my fuel sending unit to my tach. And the reason why it's stuck on 10, 12, whatever, is because that's my fuel amount. It's sending the message to the tach instead of to my fuel gauge. That's the reason I was like, why is it stuck on 12? And I don't know if it really works that way because, you know, a tach is reading a signal. The signal is coming from the fuel sending unit. And I don't know how I did that. It's a pink wire, and I just looked at it, and it says 939 from the book. 939 pink wire is the fuel sending wire. And I think I might be able to check my fuel level by looking at my tach. Okay, so for my tach, I want to try something. I'm going to add a little bit of fuel and see if the tach gauge changes at all. All right, let's see if that changes anything. This. All right, so the gauge didn't really move, so I'm guessing that that's not what's going to happen here. I literally was kind of hoping that the fuel gauge wire would send a signal to it and the tach would actually change. So for whatever reason, it's stuck on this 12 or 13 or whatever it is. Don't know why, but yeah. Now what I need to figure out is well, I don't know. All right, so now I don't know what to do. I really don't want to dive back into this dashboard and pull it all apart, and there's so many little breakable things in there. I can't really reach in from behind and do it because the fuel gauge is up in the back of the instrument cluster, and if I've got the wrong wire going in there, that's going to be a whole thing. I just don't know if I want to tackle that much again. Getting the steering wheel back off again, getting the dash out, getting the instrument cluster back away, undoing the speedometer cable, all of that stuff. I just don't know if I want to deal with that now. So I'm going to wrap the video up for now. Did get a lot of the major things I was thinking of, especially turn signals and brake lights, and even got the side marker lights working again. So yeah, that's going to do it for now. Subscribe if you can. I got a lot more I got to do to this 68 Le Mans to get it ready for the Hot Rod Power Tour. Your subscriptions help. And if you can, like the video if you got anything out of it. Give me a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions. And thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.